Lama to Jamia Miansa Hornbilltv. Central Sokar pra Myanmar logude free movement regime do hatai jibule festa loapor Naga Manukan Kushina pa nimide Nagaland laga all party delegation pra Union Minister Amit Shah logude lok pabule March 7 de festa lushe. India Myanmar border laga osore thagya khan visa na thagi gina birai thagya do Julie born kridi bule ase ko gina Sokar pra ja sal January de Junai dishe. Itu laga restriction pra India Myanmar border laga duita side te Naga Manu thagya khan do diktar pabo ko gina Chief Minister ni period pra bi assembly di kushe. Yo pra Junai dishe ki itu laga mamla opore tai pra all party delegation khan ge loigina Union Minister logude lok pabo suggest kuri. Korea de House members sopra manishe. Parliamentary Affairs Minister KG Kenya pra Saturday Day Assembly Committee pra Legislative Policies kan Government Implementation logude mila bole bishi dangor role thagya koigina committee members kan absent hua aro HODs kan compliance nakure nimde chinta dikhai gina nijor laga kam strict pra kuru bole matishe. Tai pro committee members kun meeting kan attend nakure itu kan resign kuribi koigina bishi important assembly session kan de junior officer kan ge phata kushi na pa juneshe. Committee pra recommendation dia sob importance dibule lagya kushi.
Honorable Speaker, sir, thank you very much for admitting this prayer. The legislature and the Parliament of India are the temple of democracy. It is an institute where policies are conceived and these policies are transformed into laws through enactments by the legislature to govern the state and its citizens. To implement these acts, following the policies, a system is established which is known as the government machinery. Therefore, these two organs, the legislature and the government machinery, works in tandem for the interests of the people. The functions of these two organs to manage governance effectively have two secretariats, namely the Assembly Secretariat to receive through the people's representatives and the Civil Secretariat to deliver through the civil servants. Therefore, the synchronization of the two secretariats is of paramount importance, and this is why the many assembly committees have been constituted. These are the Public Accounts Committee, the Estimates Committee, the Committee on Public Undertakings, Committee on Privileges, Committee on Subordinate Legislation, Committee on Government Assurances, Business Advisory Committee, Committee on Petition, Committee on Rules, the House Committee, the Library Committee, the Committee on Papers laid on the table to be examined by the committee, the Budget Committee, Committee to examine the applicabilities of laws passed by the Parliament, and speakers have the Rules Committee have also just included the Committee on Environment and Climate Change and the Committee on Urban Local Bodies, the Village and Tribal Councils, vis-à-vis the Nagaland Municipal Act of 2023 and the Nagaland Village and Tribal Councils Act of 1978 as amended up to 2022. The roles of these committees are to coordinate the working systems of the two secretariats, to ensure the implementation of developmental programs conceived out of the policies by the Legislative Assembly, which are meant for the optimum development of the people on all fronts and through all departments of the government machinery. These committees also play dual roles in that they submit their reports on which the popular government rectifies or streamlines their future plans and programs. Therefore, the evidences, both written and oral, established by the committees have far-reaching impacts and consequences. In all, the very essence of a people's government will be missing if the roles and purposes of the committees are compromised in any manner. Therefore, Speaker Sir, my observation and submission today, through your good office, is also to the honourable members who constitutes as a member in any of the assembly committees. If, for any reasons, the honourable member cannot shoulder and discharge their assigned responsibilities owing to their absence repeatedly for want of quorum, that is at least a 2/3 majority, in such cases having been reported on several occasions, then it will be advisable for them to relinquish their positions as a member of those committees with prior information to the Honourable Speaker, so as to facilitate another member for the smooth conduct of such committees. Speaker Sir, secondly and more importantly, it has also come to our notice that in many cases the administrative heads of departments and the heads of departments are not attending to their responsibilities with regard to assembly matters. It has further been observed in many instances that even oral evidences meetings are not being attended, leading to the repeated rescheduling of the meetings, causing serious inconveniences. Non-attendance in these meetings and the tendency to depute junior officers to represent the AHODs and HODs is highly inappropriate and must be scrupulously avoided. All recommendations made by the committees must be treated with due importance, and the mechanism should be in place for their timely implementations. Also, all the AHODs and HODs must ensure their presence during the assembly sessions, which is of a very high importance. The assembly is the highest democratic institution of governance, and all its matters must be treated with utmost seriousness and priority. Government officials, especially those in leadership roles, have a duty to respect the legislative process and ensure that the concerns and recommendations of the House are addressed with sincerity and diligence. The honourable members of the 14th House is committed to uphold the confidence of the people which have been reposed in us through the mandate we have received, and will therefore leave no stones unturned in the service of the people. Thank you, sir.
Itia khata break luwa sai thei.
Ketia Raju ration laga chawal paise, tai dikhishe, kunuba chawal laga dana to alag thakishe. Raju to ke chawal thik lagai nai, aru tai tu mamla, tai laga dost Dev laga kotha korise.
Dev, itia baro moi 45 chawal luise, itu de micronutrients khan miligina ase. Kintu moi itu chawal do plastic nisha dikhi ase. Moi bi hunishe, ajikali to chawal de plastic laga chawal milina bikri kuri ase. Itu opor de moi ekta video bi saise, tate tai khan chawal bara ekta ball banai dishe. Itu hosa ase, itia itu chawal do moi ki kuribo? Raju, Amikhan laga paroste area laga food safety officer ahikina ase taige hi jaigena hudibo.
Raju aru Dev duijon jai kena taikan laga area laga food safety officer logo eto kotha korise.
Sir, sabi idu fortified chawal laga dana to alag dikhi ase. Apani khan parishan nohubi. FSSAI para kui dia nishna micronutrients khan thik pra chawal de melai dishe. Aru idu khan ki koi fortified chawal. Fortified chawal de chawal laga powder aru micronutrients khan vitamin B12, folic acid aru iron khan thik pra melai kena banai. Itu piche de ekta chawal dana to 100 dana hisab te melai. Cha itu bol nishna kile hoi jai? Pakia chawal de 80% starch thake aru carbohydrates beshi thakia karone chawal do chipki jai. Aru kinega chawal hoilibi taige chipkai gena bol banabole pare. Itu do apni hosa khota gushe sir hoilibi fortified chawal to rakhibole aru pakabole alag tarika ase. Inega nohoy. Fortified chawal do rakhibole, khabole aru pakabole alag chawal nishina hi ase. Fortified chawal do hodai khabole lage. Itu bora apni aru aponor laga pariwar ke thik portion pabo. Aru itu opor de chawal bikri aru meal korea khan ke fortified chawal do pai dibole lage. Itu hoile ami khan sob laga gao bal hobo. Apni bora ami khan laga sugu kholai dishe. Itia do nijo aru pariwar khone fortified chawal hi anibo.
फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
जन जन का रखे ध्यान टीबी मुक्त भारत अभियान।
इटू कैंपेन लगा खोल दो टीबी लोगों स्टिग्मा थकागन हटाबी देश के टीबी फ्री बनाई दिबी। टीबी पेशेंट्स का लगाओ सोर जाबरा ही टीबी फिलाई जगोले पारे। होली भी रेगुलर ट्रीटमेंट शुरू हुआ लोगे बीमार फिलाई थका दो रुकावले पारे। इदु ओबोडी खाली हैंडशेक गुरिया नहोलिबी पेशेंट्स का लोडे थका परा टीबी ना फिलाई भावना गुरी सभी टीबी थुरिया अरु ट्रीटमेंट आसान से गुले की निमिदे फुई नहोलिबी डिस्क्रिमिनेट कुरिया सरम ना कुरिबी फुई ना खाबी टीबी निमिदे टेस्ट कुरी लबी जोडी टीबी सिम्पटम्स तुरिशे गुले जल्दी सबसे असर प्राइवेट नहोलिबी गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल नहोलिबी आयुष्मान आरोग्य मंदिर मनुखनगे दु जानकारी पहुंचाइगिना आहिबी टीबी हदाई दिबो।
हमें इन मरीजों को ज्यादा से ज्यादा जागरूक करने पर भी उतना ही ध्यान देना होगा।
Today, we reaffirm our commitment to end this deadly disease by implementing bold, community-driven and patient-centric solutions.
When the Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi gave a clarion call to end TB by 2025.
डाउनलोड करें टीबी आरोग्य साथी ऐप।
स्वास्थ्य एवं परिवार कल्याण मंत्रालय द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट, कमाल का काम टाइगर है ना।
Welcome back. 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly laga 6th session day aji Nagaland Appropriation Bill number 1 to 3 2025 pass kredishe. Idu bill kan Chief Minister Dr. Nipirio kun finance in charge ase taipra move kreshe. Bill number 1 de financial year 17 to 18 nimide state laga consolidated fund pra rupees 14 crore 51 lakh withdraw kurubule authorized kreshe. Bill number 2 de financial year 2024 to 25 pra rupees 3131 crore 67 lakhs 67,000 withdraw kurubule aro bill number 3 de financial year 2025 to 26 pra rupees 24,699 crore 83,000 withdraw kurubule authorized kredishe. Aji dunia sobte manukan International Women's Day mani thagya nishina Women Entrepreneurs Network Nagaland bi itulaga din manaishe. Hotel Saramati de Nagaland pra women entrepreneurs kan taikan bikai thagya products bi display kurishe. Abi details abo.
Women have always been at the forefront of our society, shaping families, economies, and protecting our culture. In the northeastern region, if you look at, the role is even more pronounced. as they have been the backbone of agriculture. You talk about any activity, craftsmanship, entrepreneurship, community development, even to conflict resolution. Now we are looking at the ladies, who earlier we called them the weaker sex. We are looking towards women, the mothers associations. We know their contribution. Whether we recognize their contribution or not is a different thing, but we know their contribution in conflict resolution, particularly in the Northeast. From the weavers of Nagaland who preserve our cultural heritage to the progressive women farmers and entrepreneurs who drive and sustain the development, women in this region have continuously demonstrated their innovativeness and resilience. Despite these contributions, many still face barriers such as limited access to credit, markets, technology, skill development, which often hinder their economic potential. As we all know, in our state, women still face discrimination, particularly in land ownership, access to land, and politics. At NABARD, we believe that women are the backbone of rural transformation. There can't be any rural development or development of the nation without women left behind.
But if they group together, say like NABARD has got this joint liability group, if they group together with 4 or 5 people, then they perform much better, even if it is poultry or piggery or even agriculture farming. So which means we need to collectivize, form into groups, and then march forward to progress and development.
I would say that to bridge this gap, we have the Access of Justice project is ongoing through this Legal Services Authority, from the Supreme Court level, at the national level, to the state, to the district level. But I believe with limited resources and manpower, the Legal Services Authority also trying to bridge the gap. But it also requires, commitment from the grassroots also. How willing are they to learn more? And I think, I feel like inclusion of, basic laws in the school syllabus is also very important. That's what I feel. Because laws are made to, for the protection, for each and every one of us. It should not be made to burden us, but to help us. So unless the person knows, even the basic, knows, then they cannot, exercise. Even if their rights are violated, they will not be aware of, and they will not know where to go.
For me, I feel the role of a woman in business to capture more beyond what we are doing is to be more inclusive. As Sir said, if an individual, if I alone cannot, revamp the whole picture of Nagaland. But if I team up or if I collaborate, so collaboration is the urgent call for the women entrepreneurs, especially in Nagaland, that we need to team up. We need to come up. If one person is making a product, let the other person do the packaging, let the other person do the marketing. The Nagaland market is very small, but the market is the talent of market. The talent that we need to do is there's a lot of scope for us to capture, not within Nagaland but beyond. But the only urgent call I feel to be associated with so many women entrepreneurs, I feel that we need to team up, we need to collaborate, not because our fusion is doing so much, so we won't collaborate with Runway or we won't collaborate with Nagabol or not like that, but we need to come up. When we collaborate, we excel.
Aru khata break lobo sai theibe.
কেতিয়া রাজু রেশন লাগা চাवল পাইছে তাই দেখিছে কোনোবা চাवল লাগা দানা তো আলাগ থাকিছে রাজু তোকে চাवল ঠিক লাগায় নাই আৰু তাই এটো মামলা তাই লাগা দোস্ত দেৱ লগা কথা কৰিছে
দেৱ এতিয়া বাৰু মই 45 চাवল লৈছে ইটোতে মাইক্ৰো নিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান মিলি কিনা আছে কিন্তু মই ইটো চাউল তো প্লাষ্টিক নিচিনা দেখি আছে মই বি শুনিছে আজিকালি তো চাউল দে প্লাষ্টিক লাগা চাউল মিলি না বিক্ৰী কৰি আছে এইটো ওপৰতে মই একটা ভিডিঅ' বি চাইছে তাতে তাইখান চাউল পৰা একটা বল বনাই দিছে ইটো সঁচা আছে এতিয়া এইটো চাউলটো মই কি কৰিব ৰাজু আমি খান লাগা পাৰস্তে এৰিয়া লাগা ফুড সেফটি অফিচাৰ আহি কিনা আছে তাইকে হি যাই কিনা সুধিব
ৰাজু আৰু দেৱ দুইজন যাই কিনা তাইখান লাগা এৰিয়া লাগা ফুড সেফটি অফিচাৰ লগত এটো কথা কৰিছে
স্যাৰ সবি ইটো 45 চাউল লাগা দানা তো আলাগ দেখি আছে আপুনি খান পৰেশান নহবি FSSAI পৰা কৈ দিয়া নিচিনা মাইক্ৰোনিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান ঠিক পৰা চাউল দে মেলাই দিছে আৰু ইটো খান কি কয় 45 চাউল 45 চাউল দে চাউল লাগা পাউডাৰ আৰু মাইক্ৰোনিউট্ৰিয়েন্টছ খান ভিটামিন B12 ফলিক এসিড আৰু আইৰন খান ঠিক পৰা মিলাই কিনা বনায় ইটো পিছতে একটা চাউল দানা তো 100 দানা হিচাপতে মিলাই চা ইটো বল নিচিনা কেলে হৈ যায় পাকিয়া চাউল দে 80% স্টাৰ্চ থাকে আৰু কাৰ্বোহাইড্ৰেটছ বেছি থাকিয়া কাৰণে চাউল দ চিপকি যায় আৰু কিনেগা চাউল হইলিবি তাইকে চিপকাই কিনা বল বনাবলে পাৰে ইটো দ আপনি হসা কথা কৈছে স্যাৰ হইলিবি 45 চাউল তো ৰাখিবলে আৰু পকাবলে আলাগ তৰিকা আছে এনেকা নহয় 45 চাউল তো ৰাখিবলে খাবলে আৰু পকাবলে আলাগ চাউল নিচিনা হি আছে 45 চাউল তো সদায় খাবলে লাগে ইটো পৰা আপুনি আৰু আপোনাৰ লাগা পৰিবাৰকে ঠিক পোষণ পাব আৰু ইটো ওপৰতে চাউল বিক্ৰী আৰু মিল কৰিয়া খানকে 45 চাউল তো পাই দিবলে লাগে ইটো হইলে আমি খান সব লাগা গাঁও ভাল হ'ব আপুনি পৰা আমি খান লাগা সুগু খলাই দিছে এতিয়া দ নিজৰ আৰু পৰিবাৰখনে 45 চাউল হি আনিব
फूड सेफ्टी एंड स्टैंडर्ड्स अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया द्वारा जनहित में जारी
सोनाक्षी मसाला कहाँ है अरे उधर सब जगह देख लिया मुझे मिल नहीं
खामोश
खामोश चुप
अब देखा
एवरीडे मसाले
आओ बनाते हैं मसालेदार छोले
छोले
हर रोज के करी में एवरीडे मसाले
साफ मसाले खुशबू और प्योर झांस टेस्ट से भर दे हर जुबान पे स्वाद
एवरीडे मसाले देश का स्वाद
घर लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट कमाल का काम टाइगर है नाम घर लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट कमाल का काम टाइगर है नाम घर लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट कमाल का काम टाइगर है नाम घर लाएं काम वाला सीमेंट ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट का सुपर फाइन बॉन्ड और हाई कंप्रेसिव स्ट्रेंथ बनाए घर का कोना कोना मजबूत ब्लैक टाइगर सीमेंट कमाल का काम टाइगर है नाम
আজি जगह अलग अलग ते मालिक माइकी खान के ऑनर दिबुनिमिदे इंटरनेशनल वुमेन्स डे मनाई थग्या जनी पाइसे इंडोनेशिया CC Center for Integrated Development pra Nagaland laga National Domestic Workers Movement logode milaigina for all women and girls right equality and empowerment laga theme de program rakhishe etu laga event dignitaries media aro maiki khan milaigina 450 manu pra attend kurishe NSWM Nagaland laga director pra ahya manu khan ge welcome kurigina maiki khan laga power aro potential inherent Korea opore kurishe aro aji laga theme do kam debi olabole urge kurishe Program laga chief guest advocate Priya Shyampa maiki laga rights aro gender equality de khota kurishe etu nishina maiki kan empower aro encourage kurigina program de ahia delegates kan pra khota kurishe program de local heritage showcase kurigina cultural show thagishe eniga hoigina angel home laga bacha kan pra special performance dishe Chagani Mani, Saidi Hornbilltv.